I actually started to write and produce the song when I was 14, and since I don't have Rolling Stones or anyone else to interview me, I could just pretend that they would. So let's go.
I don't want no one forever where I won't find myself happy. And I just can't imagine myself suffering here just for some money.
So I had an internship at a certain pizza shop in 2021 when I was 14 years old. And I don't want to diss or talk down pizza shops or pizza workers, but I personally didn't like it at all. Especially after I found my passion to singing, producing, writing, composing, music in general. I felt even more that I was in the wrong place. Yeah, and I remember this moment so crystal clear when I was cutting cherry tomatoes. I had this melody in my head, and then I pretended that I had to go to the toilet, and that was such an important decision because I recorded the melody on my phone.
Song it. And I don't want a baby again.
Later that day, before I went to sleep, I took my acoustic guitar and added chords to that. Recorded that, and that was the first foundation.
I just can't imagine how you could be this okay without me. No.
And on the next day, after a fantastic day of work at the pizza shop, I went to the studio and tried to produce everything I had in my head. I tried to come up with an intro, and if you're a producer, you will feel what I'm about to say, but I tried every possible sound and it went like this. I went to the library and I was like, nah. Then I was like, nah, no, no. And I was like, nah, nah. And then I found this sound. And I was like, that sounds pretty good. And this really sounds impossible, but I really jammed around. Literally, I was like, this here. That's actually the original take from June 2021 when I did this. I layered this with another pad here. It gives this atmospheric feeling, and if you combine that, I did this. And what I wanted to achieve with this was a feeling like emotion which is happening underneath something. For example, the sun which is rising or the sun which is going down. If you combine it, much more atmospheric, because what do I want to express, or what is the story I want to tell in this song? What picture do I want to paint? I want to paint a picture that portrays what I felt back then and often still feel right now, but also what many people out there feel. It's worriness. I wasn't just like, man, I hate it here, I want to go home, when do I get my pizza? It was primarily like, I'm scared of the future. Because I don't want to end up in a job I don't like. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. Am I in the wrong place, or am I just paranoid? I don't want to spend my life dedicating to being miserable. I don't want to work forever where I won't find myself happy. But maybe I'm just exaggerating. Am I in the wrong place, or am I just paranoid? As you can see, I wrote the lyrics like it was a dialogue within my mind, which left me standing in one place, fearful and worried, like in the music video. So I'm painting a picture of a person who's lonely in the dark, waiting for an answer, scared of what's to come. The song is really playing with the word no. Besides everything I don't know, what do I know? I know that
I don't want no work forever, where I won't find myself happy.
For the verse, I put everything underwater and added a sub bass. I love sub basses. In the chorus, I wanted to express a rise of confidence, a rise of focus as a contrast to the first verse, where the thoughts in my head exploded in silence. And that because I sing about exactly what I don't want, and I know what I don't want. Therefore, I added snaps because that gives you this structure and order. For the snaps, I layered many snaps. For example, here, this is one snap. I paired that to the left, and another snap. Also this rim. I talked about a feeling, a rise of confidence and focus, and to achieve that, I added tremolo strings. Also the main melody. And if we put everything together, the elements from the verse and the new elements from the chorus, we get this. In order to make the beat drop very hard, I took a riser so that everything closes, so that just this element plays, and I also did a low and high cut on that. These are the drums. I added a bass. This bass line. The reason why I put drums in is a rise of confidence, but in the wrong direction. It's exactly like the verse, but the one side of the dialogue is stronger. The dialogue in the first verse was, am I in the wrong place, or am I just paranoid because everything feels strange? But in the second verse, it's making up fantasies, being scared of what's not there. Why would I ever be? What would I ever be? And that's the reason why the drums come in. It's a rise of confidence, but in the wrong direction. I also recorded an electric guitar. I don't have my electric guitar here, but I recorded that. What I love to do is divide the second verse in two halves and distinguish them from the dynamics. In the second part of the second verse, I supported my electric guitar. I supported that by adding synths. Here, if you combine it, as a bridge from the first part of the second verse to the second part of the second verse, I did this fill. I did this drum fill. For that, I took the snare, reverbed it, printed it out, duplicated it, reversed it, and put it before the next snare. I basically manipulated the reverb, and now it sounds like this. I really like the production on the last chorus though. And in order for the drop to hit as hard as possible, I asked my cousin to do this. Here's the original audio.
Yeah, perfect.
I took that, reverbed the hell out of it, did some distortion on it, did some chorus on it, did some compression on it, and now we have this. And now you think that sounds trash, but it doesn't. It adds the spice to it. Here. And if we add the bass to it, a bass slide. I basically created my own bass. I took 3 different basses and combined them together here, and it does this cool thing here. For the last part, I put the drum beat in there. I added a bass slide, so it feels like, it feels like everything comes to an end. And then what I did was I took the original pad, which I showed you in the beginning. But what I did was I did an automation clip and boosted the chorus so it really sounds nasty and like it's a nightmare here. Sounds nasty, right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to achieve. And most importantly, which I love on the song, is I asked my 7-year-old sister at the time to just scream, and I recorded her on my phone, and she was like, okay, and she did this.
Warte. Okay, schrei.
And I sampled that, I reverbed that, EQ'd that, printed it out, reversed it, and layered that with the original, also reverbed, also compressed, also EQ'd, panned that, of course, and that creates this. Yeah, and if we put everything together. So the song starts off as a feeling of worry, but ends as an uplifting anthem. It captures the feelings and thoughts I had when I was 14 and still often struggle with today. And it's meant to encourage everyone to not let yourself getting fooled into being in a place where you won't find yourself happy.
I won't find myself happy, and I just can't imagine myself suffering here just for some